lacks the energy needed to deal with sorcery," he went on. "If he uses only the energy he has, he can't perceive the world sorcerers do. To perceive them, sorcerers need to use a cluster of energy fields not ordinarily used. Naturally, if the average man is to perceive those worlds and understand sorcerers' perception, he must use the same cluster they have used. And this is just not possible, because all his energy is already deployed." He paused, as if searching for the appropriate words to make his point. "Think of it this way," he proceeded. "It isn't that as time goes by, you're learning sorcery. Rather, what you're learning is to save energy. And this energy will enable you to handle some of the energy fields which are inaccessible to you now. And that is sorcery, the ability to use energy fields that are not employed in perceiving the ordinary world we know. Sorcery is a state of awareness. Sorcery is the ability to perceive something which ordinary perception cannot. Everything I've put you through," Don Juan went on, "each of the things I've shown you, was only a device to convince you that there's more to us than meets the eye. We don't need anyone to teach us sorcery, because there is really nothing to learn. What we need is a teacher to convince us that there is incalculable power at our fingertips." What a strange paradox. Every warrior on the path of knowledge thinks at one time or another that he's learning sorcery, but all he's doing is allowing himself to be convinced of the power hidden in his being, and that he can reach it. Is that what you're doing, Don Juan? Convincing me? Exactly. I'm trying to convince you that you can reach that power. I went through the same thing, and I was as hard to convince as you are. Once we've reached it, what exactly do we do with it, Don Juan? Nothing. Once we have reached it, it will, by itself, make use of energy fields which are available to us, but inaccessible. And that, as I have said, is sorcery. We begin then to see, that is, to perceive something else, not as imagination, but as real and concrete. And then we begin to know without having to use words. And what any of us does with that increased perception, with that silent knowledge, depends on our own temperament. On another occasion, he gave me another kind of explanation. We were discussing an unrelated topic when he abruptly changed the subject and began to tell me a joke. He laughed and very gently patted my back between the shoulder blades, as if he were shy and it was too forward of him to touch me. He chuckled at my nervous reaction. "You're skittish," he said teasingly, and slapped my back with greater force. My ears buzzed. For an instant I lost my breath. It felt as though he had hurt my lungs. Every breath brought me great discomfort. Yet after I had coughed and choked a few times, my nasal passages opened and I found myself taking deep, soothing breaths. I had such a feeling of well-being that I wasn't even annoyed at him for his blow, which had been hard as well as unexpected. Then Don Juan began a most remarkable explanation. Clearly and concisely, he gave me a different and more precise definition of sorcery. I had entered into a wondrous state of awareness. I had such clarity of mind that I was able to comprehend and assimilate everything Don Juan was saying. He said that in the universe there is an unmeasurable, indescribable force which sorcerers call intent, and that absolutely everything that exists in the entire cosmos is attached to intent by a connecting link. Sorcerers, or warriors, as he called them, were concerned with discussing, understanding, and employing that connecting link.